Ancient stone ruins from long-vanished civilizations are found across nearly every continent on Earth. Some are built from smaller stones, loosely stacked into simple walls and shelters. Others are made from carefully cut blocks, shaped and arranged into complex, engineered structures. But when we look more closely, another category begins to emerge. Scattered among these sites are structures built from stones so large that even today their creation is difficult to explain. Many of these blocks are cut and fitted with such precision that they have remained locked in place for thousands of years. Others are polished so finely that they still reflect light like a mirror. These are not just ruins, they are deliberate works of stone, executed at a scale and accuracy that stand apart from most ancient construction. To understand what we are seeing, a few essential questions must be asked. Who built these structures? How were stones of this size shaped and moved? Where are these sites found, and where are they not? When were they made? And why go to such extraordinary lengths at all?
Welcome to the Watchers Academy, your gateway to deeper learning. Here we explore life's mysteries with thoughtful insight. Stay curious. Let's discover more together.
When we begin to compare ancient stone structures, one distinction becomes unavoidable. Size matters. The word megalithic comes from Greek, megas meaning great or large, and lithos meaning stone. At its most basic level, the term describes construction that relies on stones of exceptional size. But true megalithic sites are not defined by size alone. Many of these stones are estimated to weigh hundreds, and in some cases, thousands of tons. Masses so great that even modern lifting equipment would struggle to move them safely or precisely. Yet these blocks are not simply piled or stacked. They are shaped, positioned, and fitted together with extraordinary accuracy. Edges meet cleanly, surfaces align, gaps are minimal or non-existent. This combination, immense weight paired with extreme precision, is what distinguishes true megalithic construction from other forms of ancient stonework. It represents a level of planning, control, and execution that remains difficult to explain even with today's tools and engineering knowledge. Understanding this definition is essential, because not every large stone structure qualifies, and some that appear impressive at first glance ultimately fall short. To understand what makes a structure truly megalithic, it helps to see the full range of ancient stone construction. We start with the simplest forms: dry stacked walls where stones are placed without mortar, and rubble-filled walls that use smaller stones encased in a shell. Then we see more refined structures, stones that are cut and dressed, carefully fitted together. Even at the level of the Tokyo Imperial Palace, we see large stones expertly placed. But true megaliths go a step beyond. They reach a scale and a precision that makes us pause and wonder how they were ever achieved. It's not just their size, but the lingering mystery that sets them apart. And that's where we leave room for curiosity, because sometimes the most intriguing structures are the ones that don't give up all their secrets. At this point in our journey, if you're interested in diving deeper, we've prepared a companion scientific paper. You can find a link to it in the description below. It offers more detailed insights and constraints behind the evidence you're seeing here. Feel free to explore it at your own pace. Once we understand what qualifies as truly megalithic, the next question follows naturally. Where did the stone come from? Many megalithic sites are associated with nearby quarries, where massive blocks were cut directly from solid bedrock, sometimes left partially detached, as if the process was interrupted. At the Aswan quarry, a colossal block remains unfinished. Beneath it, the bedrock surface shows smooth, curved depressions, resembling scooped channels rather than fractured stone. The marks suggest controlled removal, as if the granite behaved temporarily less like brittle rock and more like a softened material. Similar puzzles appear elsewhere. At the Yangshan quarry, enormous blocks were cut free but never transported, leaving behind extraction scars that far exceed the scale of any stones ever moved from the site. Across these locations, the pattern is consistent. Large volumes of stone were deliberately extracted. The scale is undeniable. The intent is clear. What remains uncertain is the method by which this removal was achieved. If the quarries show us that stone was removed deliberately and at scale, the next question is, what was done to it afterward? Across several megalithic sites, we find stone shaped with a level of precision that is difficult to ignore. At Pumapunku, dense stone blocks are cut with straight channels and sharply defined interior corners. These are not exterior edges softened by erosion or breakage. They are internal right angles carved cleanly into hard stone and repeated across multiple blocks. The geometry is consistent. The measurements are deliberate. The forms appear planned rather than improvised. Some surfaces extend beyond simple fitting. Large faces are flattened into even planes, as if the stone were brought down uniformly rather than shaped only where contact was required. Elsewhere, precision takes a quieter form. Inside the Barabar caves, granite walls curve inward with a surface finish so smooth that light reflects clearly across them. The polish is continuous, not decorative, applied across entire interior chambers. Granite is among the hardest natural stones. Achieving this degree of finish across surfaces of this size would require sustained control and consistency. Yet the specific processes used to produce it are not clearly recorded. These sites do not tell us how the work was done, they simply show us that it was. And when such precision appears in different places, in different forms, carved into some of the hardest materials available, it invites a pause, not for answers, but for perspective. It invites the curious mind to wonder whether our past may hold something larger than we currently understand, within the deeper context of our shared human history. When we step back from individual stones and look at these sites together, another pattern begins to appear. Using geographic data, we can map where true megalithic construction occurs, and just as importantly, where it does not. Across the globe, these sites are not evenly distributed. They do not appear wherever stone is available. They do not simply follow population centers or known trade routes. Instead, concentrations begin to form. One of the largest clusters appears along the Nile, in Egypt. Here, massive stone construction, precision masonry, and large-scale quarrying occur within a relatively confined geographic corridor. Another major concentration emerges in the high Andes, spanning regions of modern-day Peru and Bolivia. At extreme altitude, far from dense forests or navigable rivers, megalithic sites appear again, distinct in style, yet comparable in scale and precision. Beyond these two regions, additional sites are scattered across the Middle East and parts of Asia. They are fewer in number, but they share recognizable traits. What stands out is not just where these sites are found, but where they are absent. In Egypt, the movement of massive stones often relied on the Nile. With a network of rivers and canals, these civilizations could float large stones downstream on barges, minimizing the need for overland hauling. This access to water transport provided a logical, if still challenging, means to move heavy stones. In the Andes, the scenario was entirely different. Here, megalithic stones were transported across mountainous terrain to altitudes exceeding 12,000 feet. Without large rivers or the widespread use of the wheel for heavy loads, these cultures developed their own methods that remain a subject of curiosity and ongoing study. In both cases, the logistics of moving and placing such massive stones raise questions that we have not fully answered. The ingenuity required is a testament to the human capacity for problem solving, even if the exact techniques have been lost to time. Respect, from the watcher's perspective, means care and consideration for everyone, every place, and everything. It means honoring the cultures that came before us, who adapted wisely to their environments. It means honoring the places that shaped them, and it means protecting the physical remains they left behind, by keeping our distance, not climbing or touching, and leaving these sites undisturbed. Respect is where understanding begins. At sites like Puma Punku, the aftermath is striking. Massive stones, carved with a precision that suggests careful planning, now lie scattered across the high Andean plateau, as if tossed by an unimaginable force. Edges are sheared off, blocks are strewn about like a child's forgotten building set, and the modular pieces that once fit together with astonishing accuracy now lie in disarray. What could have caused such destruction? Was it the result of a global cataclysm, perhaps a massive flood that reached even these heights, or the impact of an asteroid that shook the landscape? It's unlikely that mere human invaders, armed with primitive tools, could have inflicted such damage on these enormous stones. What event or force could have reshaped these ancient structures so dramatically? The answer remains one of the enduring mysteries of our past. In the end, we are left with open questions. Did these ancient builders reach a level of knowledge and skill that has been forgotten? Are we looking at the achievements of cultures that rose and fell long before our recorded history? Who were these people, and what motivated them to cut, move, and place such massive stones with such precision?